Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday to everybody. Come on in, come on in. As you enter, if you could do me a favor and hit that like button. Hit the like button for me, please. Hit the like button for me, please. This ain't gonna be long. I just decided to stop in for a second. I have rested this Sunday. I've been out of town and came right back in town and went back to work. And, but it is raining cats and dogs here in Atlanta, well, in Georgia. Um, I'm, I have to say Georgia because when people say Atlanta, like Atlanta is the state, when Atlanta is a city. And yes, I do live in Georgia, but I do not live in Atlanta. I've been in the suburbs all my life. I'm not. I mean, not trying to be no type of way, but I've always lived in the suburbs. And when we moved to Atlanta, we didn't even look in the city. Like we never even looked in the city. I'm one of them type of people. Like I probably would have moved to Atlanta, but I ain't one of them people like when people come in town, when you stay close to the airport, they automatically be like, "Oh, I'm coming over. Are we gonna stay with y'all?" No, no, no. So we're about 40 minutes from Atlanta. Um, and if anybody knows anything about Atlanta traffic, honey, 40 minutes is only time we was able to get to the airport, and that amount of time was during the pandemic. Only time. Other than that, your 40 minutes is an hour. I don't care how you try to do it. You can come up off the freeway and try to do a roundabout. You're just gonna be longer. Like there's no Atlanta traffic is something different. I know LA traffic is crazy. New York traffic is crazy. Texas traffic is crazy too, but Atlanta, I think it's weird because it's like 25 lanes and it's still traffic. I mean, that, like, but anyway. Um, let's see. So, we're going to start here and then we going go on up the road. So, Remy Ma and Papoose. Now, it's weird because we just watched them so in love and he held her down while she was incarcerated and then came home and they had the baby and like everything was just so wonderful on the outside. Well, from us looking in, it was just wonderful. It was amazing. Hey, inspired. So to wake up now, we all everybody knows that Remy and Papoose have broken up. We know this, and most people when they break up, especially if they break up and go right into another relationship, it's gonna be a little sticky. It's gonna be jab shot. Now, the crazy part about it is both of them started dating people that look like the other. Um, I can't think of the dude that Remy is with, but he favors Papoose. And then the girl that Papoose, Clarissa, I think that's the child's name, but whoever, she favors Remy, um, in personality and looks. Like she's a fighter. We all know Remy is a fighter. Well, she's a power too, but so now they have come out, and I hate when this happens. Like when you break up with somebody, you do not. That ties into. Never mind, I ain't there yet. Hey Nicole, um, when you break up, you don't have to start blasting to other people, calling around and telling people this, or calling around and telling people to do that. Like you really don't have to do that. And it's kind of sad that social media has gotten to where it is that you can just instantly click a button, go live, or post a video, and all of your business is out. Now, at the end of the day, no matter what Remy did to him, no matter what Pap did to her, they have a kid. Hey, JP, like they have a daughter. And at some point, this is going to be seen. If y'all got problems with each other, like, is it a surprise that Remy was in the room with the girl from jail? No. I mean, it might be to some people, but not really, because at the end of the day, she was in there for a minute. And as a person who has been, I've seen women come in as straight as uh, 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 a ruler, a 6 foot ruler. And by the time they left, they had a girlfriend, if not, was engaged to a woman. So being in there that amount of time, it's just like a job. When you're at a job, which is why people who work at plants always had a plant wife, the plant husband, the plant this, the plant that, because when you're with somebody all the time, you grow attached to them. And when you're in jail, you feel like you kind of have nobody because you're going in by yourself, unless you're going in with your crew. But you feel alone. And I'm pretty sure her being who she was, she had all kind of women jumping at her. But whatever the case, why are we telling that now? Like, why are we telling this now? What's being accomplished by them for doing this? Like what's really, really, really being accomplished? I think they too old. I think um they should consider their child. Um we the people don't really have a say so either way. You know what I'm saying? It just looks crazy to me. Like everybody, it seems like on the internet is angry right now. It's like so many angry people on the internet right now, and it's concerning because we have someone in office that can obviously do damn near anything he want to. We could be in another shutdown tomorrow. We could be in another shutdown tomorrow. And this is like it, I feel like it's a throw off. Like everything is to take our attention off of what we really need to be um concentrated on. That White House spirit of outrage. It's coming from the top. Like it's coming from the top. I've never seen so many fights, every day somebody is posting a fight. Every day somebody is posting road rage incidents, crashes, or unalivings. Every day somebody is posting a powing. Like, it's so much going on, but at the same time, every morning you wake up, he done signed something else retarded. But by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, somebody then did something so crazy that we forget about that. He just signed something to say that kids can now be disciplined in school again. With the way that these people are nowadays, that's 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 an opening to disaster. Because these parents touch one of these kids, let one of these kids go home and say that the teacher paddled them. Well, they don't even have, I don't even know if they have paddles anymore. But let a kid come home and say that the teacher put their hands on them in any type of way. What they should have did was put prayer back in school. That's what they really should have did. But it is a distraction. Inspired, it's a whole distraction, and nobody is paying attention to it. Nobody is paying. We've turned, okay. So this gonna make me jump into something I wasn't trying to get into real quick. But it's coming from the top, and the more chaos it is from the top, is going to trickle down. That would be me. I'll send you on my cash app. Like, for real. Like, uh, Nicole, that reminded me, the cash app is pinned below if you would like to donate to the platform. But you have to be smart enough to understand that it is a distraction. You have to think. You have to think. If it don't make sense, 9 times out of 10 it don't make sense. Like, it, okay. Now we've had the black pastors go to the White House. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the reasoning behind some of the pastors going to the White House is because it was the White House. Yes, we take stands for some things. Yes, we, you know, pro-black, and we are for each other. Yes. But some of the pastors have never received an invitation to the White House, and some of them probably will never receive an invitation to the White House. Now, under the current administration, it's kind of iffy because you go. I mean, same thing happened with Nelly. He went and he sung or performed for the inauguration, and everybody lost their mind. Yes, you can turn down some stuff. Yes, you can say no. Yes, yeah. But here's the thing, I don't really have to like you to make my money. Like, I've been to several things that I've had to work with people that I do not like. I have had to go to places that I did not particularly care for. But because I was working, I had to turn off a certain part to even be able to do it. Now, does that mean that I'm bought, or does that mean I sold out? Or no, it does not necessarily mean that. I can go somewhere and still stand my ground for whatever it is that I believe in, if that makes sense. Now, people shouldn't, if you've never been in those shoes, you can't really say what you would and would not do. Now, we saw video clips of one part and we saw a few pictures. We don't really know what happened behind the scenes. We don't know if they did have a prayer. We do know that they didn't see the president. That like um we don't know if there was a meeting. We don't know. We just don't know. So to assume that because of one clip or a few pictures that people have sold out and people are for Trump or for this current administration, that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. And some people, whether they will admit it or not, if you got an invitation to a place like the White House under any administration, would you or would you not go? Would you or would you not go? We had Jamal Bryant preaching against it, and they was this and they was that. We don't know what else happened. They could have had a whole hand laying service, but we don't know. We go on surface things. That's like when people post clips on social media of anything. We will automatically jump to conclusion, but don't know what happened before or after. So can we be really mad at the black preachers or any black person that was invited or has been invited or will be invited to the White House under this administration and just automatically say that they are for him? We can't say that. Okay, I ain't gonna tell people what they can and can't do, but I'm not gonna say that. Bishop Jordan could have went in there and and touched everything in there that he was able to with oil. He could have been praying while he was there. Bloomer could have been like, we don't know. We just automatically assume that if you go here, you're for them. I'm not. That's like a restaurant. Chick-fil-A been racist, or they say been racist forever. But who stops going to Chick-fil-A? I haven't. There are different stores that have said out of their mouths, we don't like black people. Certain designers who they stopped wearing Gucci for what, 30 days? Like, so, sometimes I'm not a bandwagoner. So certain things will never make me do anything. Like I told y'all before, when Popeyes had the chicken sandwich and everybody was losing their minds and standing in lines for hours and hours and I did not, and I have not, and probably will not ever have a Popeyes chicken sandwich. It's too much. It's too much. Even with YouTube, like, it's so much stuff going on that it makes you sometimes want to be like, ugh, I don't even want to. But you still do sometimes. So we gotta we really have to pay attention, and we really have to understand what is going on. We talking about Remy and Papoose, but I ain't heard but a handful of content creators talk about these bills that were signed just last week. We gotta, like, okay, right, child by, like, it's so crazy. It is so crazy. It is crazy that we're so easily distracted. We get so easily distracted by stuff that means nothing. And we forget about what is really going on in real time. So that's what I'm saying about Remy and Papoose. I think that whatever is going on with them personally, handle that personally. Y'all both got new people. Love these new people y'all with and stop all this crazy stuff. What is it going, what at the end of the day, what is it gonna do? You telling that Remy is bisexual or whatever, and she like what? She bought all his, now she, I bought all his clothes, I did all of this, I wrote all the raps, and like what is all of this proving? What is all of that proving at the end of the day? When we have so much other things going on. Like, come on. Um, what else is happening? What else? What else? Child, Kaya and TS. Um, is it a surprise? Nope. TS has really been trying to not say a lot about Kaya, and Kaya always got TS name in her mouth, but always got something to say. So it's not a shocker. It's not a shocker. It is not a shocker. But TS is the wrong person to do that with, cause she gonna go ham. TS don't play, and when TS start dragging, she drags for filth. Like, she holds you by your collar and pulls you all the way around the block and up the street and down the alley and through the basement, upstairs to the attic, back down, cross the tunnel, over the bridge. Like, TS don't play. TS does not play. I have not seen a person on YouTube read and drag like TS has. I'm sorry. I I'm if I was Tasha K, I would have went somewhere and hid. I really, really hid. Um, Inspire. So apparently, Kaya is trying to put out a narrative that TS tried to take her booking or block her booking for DC Pride. First off, anybody that believed that is crazy. TS is not thinking about Kaya. T.S. Madison is not thinking about Kaya. I'm going to say that again. T.S. Madison is not thinking about Kaya. Kaya kept knocking on his door, and T.S. finally answered. Now, the maid came to the door first. The assistant came to the door. The hairstylist came to the door. The makeup artist came to the door. This time she got TS, and you can watch it anywhere. Like, go on TS page. It's on Insta. It's everywhere. TS is. Ooh, she barked up the right tree. There's enough life to keep us busy. JP, listen, listen. It's life is lifing for everybody. This ain't just hey, I'm having a day. Life has been lifing every day for a while now. So it's just some stuff that we just can't focus on. It's so much other stuff that we should be focusing on. So yeah, that's what happened with TS and Kaya, and you can't hardly scroll nowhere without seeing it. So, um, okay, so my last thing, and I got to get out of here because I got to get ready. for tomorrow. Hit that like button if you have not. Subscribe if you have not. Share if you have not. Um, the Cash App is pinned. Excuse me, pinned down below. If you feel so, you can donate. It is very well appreciated. And I came in, I jumped in, went straight to StreamYard and did all of this. But all of that stuff costs. And our sanctuary, we're a storefront. So, we got to do storefrontish kind of things. So, as we grow and things like that, then we'll start doing different things. But as of right now, this is who we are and this is what we're going to be. So, last but not least, Larry Reed. Larry Reed. Larry Reed. I'm going to say this. And sometimes I'd like to say things because the content creators with larger platforms, especially in the church sector, have this thing where if another content creator says something, then they're hating and they're disgruntled and all of these things, all of the things. But here we go. As a chat member of several content creators over the years, I have seen things, I've heard things. I don't forget a lot. My wife says that I have the memory of an elephant because I don't. You can ask me about something 10 years ago. I can tell you time, date, place, who was there, probably what they had on, but I really don't forget some things, a lot of things. So we're going to go back a little. Bishop Jordan was brought to us, Prophet Jordan, whatever title you want to give him, was brought to us not long ago as this master prophet who saw COVID before it came, who saw all of these things, who did all of these things, who was such a great man, who was given pretty much a bad rep. He was brought to us. He has prophesied to some. We have given money. We have sown. We have locked into his ministry. All of these things we've done because of Larry Reed. Then we go towards the election. Yes, everybody was there. We saw the things that Jordan was saying. They both kept saying that Trump was going to get in. All of the things. Then we come up some more. Then we get to, I want to say it was Christmas or something, and he sent him an umbrella, and we wasn't nobody because we wasn't getting gifts from Bishop Jordan, and all of this, and they have this business, and do this and do that. Now, we've been told all of the things, we've been fed all of these things. Then William does his live, and the question was posed about him and Bishop Jordan, about Larry and Bishop Jordan. William gave this story. He didn't have a lot of details, but at the end of the day, the story was that Larry and Bishop Jordan was no more. Then Larry comes back and says that that's not true. There was a situation, but it's not like that. William can't hold water. Pretty much told William on another platform that, he needed to correct that. And he can't, pretty much, it was a low-key, shady, slighted moment. I mean, like if you were there and you saw it, there was 2 against 1. William was standing alone by himself, and at the end of the day, William did what William does. William told something that he heard. Um, those two kind of talked about William for about a week. It wasn't nice. Um, there was kind of a distance between William and these two. We all saw it. Um, then it kind of came back that William did tell the truth. So here we are months later with Larry coming up with this story that he says he needs to speak about now because it's time. Larry, I believe that that's a lie. I believe that you are speaking about it now because something is brewing. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if it has to do with the TD Jakes case. I don't know if it has to do with these little boys' cases. I don't know what the hell is going on. But the retracting that Larry is doing it's weird. Larry started with this Carlton Pearson thing, and it wasn't until Carlton Pearson was pretty much at the end of his journey. And now all of a sudden, Bishop Pearson has put all of these things together, and Bishop Pearson told him to do this, and he was the closest to him, and he was the son, and he was this, and he was that, and he was videoing him, and he went to see him, and all. Like, then we have this story about this service and how the family doesn't want this, and the family doesn't want that, and um, uh, what Todd was doing, what the family wanted, and they were going to have this big thing here in Atlanta that I was going to go to, but in the sign up, it was just something weird, and I just didn't feel it, so I didn't go. Then we had the story about a lie, I'm gonna say that, about someone who supposedly leaked the video, which we still haven't seen that. It just keeps being said. Just like we ain't seen the picture of Bishop Jakes on the back of his motorcycle. I believe he got some litigation letters. Nicole, listen, it it's just weird. The timing is weird. The timing is weird, and anybody with a brain can see that this timing is so weird. The election was a long time ago. The inauguration was a long time ago. You've been knowing this. William said this, and you tried to brush it off as if it was nothing. For now you to say that you came forward to say because the people wanted to know, you owed it to the people. You owed it to the people a long time ago. But you chose to now tell it, which, are you going to apologize to William for making him seem like he was doing something that or he said something that wasn't a lie, or made a bigger deal out of something than it was, because here you are now talking about it in that way, which means that it wasn't. Yes, Nicole, it's very weird. Then you have, I was going to play his live, but I just really didn't feel like hearing all of that bull again. Because really that's kind of sort of what it really is bull. It's bull. You came when you first bought Bishop Jordan to us, there was a contract. Well, no. You brought him to us because he was a master prophet and he was now your mentor. Then it came out that there was a contract between you and Bishop Jordan to kind of take the bad stigma or the bad name off of him, which I'm not. I I heard it. I don't understand it, and I don't believe. I'm not. Uh, I don't believe it because who is Larry Reed to? I, who is he? Not like that. Not like that. There are several bishops, pastors, preachers, prophets, leaders, whatever, that have a bigger pull. You have bishops over denominations and those sorts that could have been the resource to Bishop Jordan getting this bad stigma off of his name. I guess that's why I'm saying, who is Larry Reed? Is it because of the YouTube platform? Because all church folks don't watch YouTube. There's a lot that do, but then there's a lot that don't. So, who are we bringing Bishop Jordan to? How, if anything, this is just me. This is just me. This is just me. Bishop Jordan has been on television and was on television for a very, very, very long time. So I'm going to venture to say that more people know of Bishop Jordan than of Larry Reed. This is no shade. This is no tea. This is not me trying to downsize, diminish, minimize, or nothing. I'm just saying, for the following that Bishop Jordan had, which was BET, I think it was BET, that's a larger audience than YouTube at this time. So how is it that Larry Reed is going to get Bishop Jordan out of the mud, or give him a better rap, or give him a better I I I'm trying, Inspired, because it's just so weird to me. It's like this: when you're in something, you don't see it, but when you get out of it and you start looking back, then stuff start making you think like, what the hell? Wait a minute, was that? So I was a LRLer, faithful for years. So a lot of these things I didn't see, a lot of these things I didn't know, or because I was in that bubble, it was like, nah, they lying on Larry. Nah, Larry didn't do that. Nah, Larry would have told us. Nah, Larry would have. So I get where people are. I get where some people are. But when things happen and then you see, okay, that's not how they really are, then you start looking at stuff with your third eye. Prime example, being an LRLer, me and my wife was going through some things. We needed to move. The apartment that we were in was mold infested. Like, it was just a lot of stuff going on. We need to get out of there. And he was saying how he had people on his team was realtors, and they had properties, and they could do this and they could do that, and blah blah blah. So I was sewing, I was giving my money, they were calling me. I've never had a prophecy. I've had them call and ask, what is his name? It's in my phone, I have to get it. But, hey, how are things going? Thank you for being in Patreon. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. This is coming up. Pretty much announcements and things like that. Do you have anything you want to pray about? Can I pray for you? Yeah. Sometimes I would say yeah. Sometimes if I was doing something, we would just touch bases. That happened for a minute. So then we started talking about the real estate, the realtors and things like that. And yeah, we're going to connect you with such and such, and she's going to do this. We have all of these properties. We do this, boom, boom, boom. Got the lady's number. kind of back and forth phone tagging, but finally got in touch with her. Met her at a couple properties. Um, uh, each property that we went to, except for one, was just taken off of the market. So I kind of was like, why am I seeing these things if they're taken off the market? I didn't know. I apologize. This paperwork just came through. After the last one, actually, when we got there was somebody there moving in. So she apologized, let me get some stuff together. We're going through some staff changes, woo to woo to woo. I'll get back with you with some more properties. Needless to say, I've never heard back from them. I have not received a phone call. I have not, I was still sewing. The phone call stopped. I have four of their numbers saved in my phone right now. Like the prayers and prophet people. Like, so I don't know if I wasn't given enough money as to where things went kind of haywire or backwards. I'm not sure. But um yeah, that happened. So in the midst of that happening, I'm still on lives and prayers and um all of these things. And it's like, okay, so I'm still doing everything that I'm supposed to do, but you all are not holding up your end. I did message Larry um, a couple times. He did respond once, but after that, there was like nothing. Because I was a tie squatter, I'm not sure if the events with me and Thais, well, with Thais and I, because I still don't know what the hell that was, or why, but whatever the case, I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it, because we also know that Thais is good for inboxing people information about other people and screenshots and thus forth and so on. So I'm not sure if that happened, but it's a possibility that it could. Um, so I've never said anything because I just stopped dealing with it. Like, I watch Larry periodically when I can. If it's something I see he talking about that I want to listen to, I might, because his delivery sometimes of some stuff is entertaining. And that's what YouTube is for some people, is entertaining. But we gonna come on up. You told us it was a contract. Then you came and said recently that Bishop Jordan asked you to mentor you, and then turned around and said that you had to pay him $50,000 to be his mentor, for him to be your mentor. Okay, so was it a contract? Did God tell you that this was your mentor? Did Jordan ask you to be your mentor? How do you ask somebody to mentor them and then ask them for $50,000? I'm going to say that again. How do you ask someone to be their mentor and then say, but you have to pay me $50,000? Can we make that make sense? Nicole, does that make sense? Because if God told you somebody was your mentor, where would the 50, so God is going to charge you $50,000 to have somebody mentor you? Like, after thinking about some of this stuff, it becomes funny because you really have people believing this shit. And then when somebody like Marcellus or St. James or Uncle Tim or somebody says something about it, now we've all become disgruntled. How do we come disgruntled because we're saying something about folks playing in our face? Like, let's really, 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 really be serious about it. You don't like all of a sudden your spirit is off while you in another country about Jordan because he voted for Trump? After you said for months and months and months and months and months that Trump was going to get in office. I know a lot of people that voted for Trump. And I know a lot of them that voted for Trump are now like, oh my God, can I take my vote back? So I don't unfriend people because they voted for Trump. Especially, I know a lot of people who have a lot of money, and Republicans have always had the stigma of being for rich people. Rich black people have always, to my growing up, have always been Republicans, and they've always made the Democrats like the poor people. So it's not surprising from some people. And then because Kamala was a woman, you have a whole nother percentage that wasn't going to let her get in because they're male chauvinist. Had someone, if another male had ran against him, we wouldn't have him in office, but that's neither here nor there. That's not what I'm talking about. So then he talks about being integral. He always, oh, the integrity. Integral. He always, and then you come out with yourself and pretty much throw all the shade, be disrespectful, be condescending, talk about Bishop Jordan pretty much. You're telling people not to sow into his ministry now after you told us for months and months and months and months and months that if we were not sowing into him, pretty much that it was something wrong with us. Now you're telling us that we should not. So the prayers and money and prophecies that was going forth then, were they not real? Was it an act? Was that a contract too? Like, what are we doing? So when people come out and say stuff, you want to act as if, one, you never said this, or two, we're crazy, and we're not. We just remember. But don't disrespect him either. You disrespected him to the highest level of disrespectality, and that's not even a word. And then turn around and say, but y'all don't say nothing about him. You say something about him, I'ma block you. So if we agree with you as the person who brought him to us, now we're going to get blocked, and now we can't say nothing, and now what the hell? So when content creators bring back what Larry said out of his own mouth several times, when we start bringing that back to people's remembrance, now we messy. Now these content creators are slop buckets. Now these content creators don't have a life. Now these content creators, they're disgruntled and they just don't like Larry. No, what is happening is the things that Larry has said over the years about people, we did not forget. You can take down whatever video you have, but you can't take away people's minds. And people who have sense, like myself and some other people, like, these aren't adding up. Haters of Larry. Don't know, ain't nobody hating on Larry. But if you call a thing, is that now hating? These are things that Larry said out of his mouth. Larry said out of his mouth that Bishop Jordan pretty much was the best thing since sliced bread. all of his prophecies are going to come true. We have to sow into the teruma. We have to give this and we have to do that. And we got to give this and we got to give that. And if we don't listen to him, we gon' perish. And all of these things are the things that Larry Reed said to us on his platform. You bought Bishop Jordan on week after week after week after week after week after week, and we waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and doing like we've done all of this with this man who you now pretty much are saying is fake. He's not for the black people. He's not this. What? And then he asked a question to the people: how did you feel about Bishop Jordan going to the White House? Disgusted, hurt, insult, all it. What? So you wanted people to say those things so that when you started saying what you were saying, you wouldn't be ruffling feathers. So before you said what you said, you posed a question to make sure that what you were, the bullshit that you were getting ready to feed, would be accepted. And by many it was, but by most ain't nobody falling for that banana in the tailpipe. Larry ain't got nothing for us to hate on. And then you have people, Larry is rich. Larry is rich. Larry is rich. But you fail to tell the story of him just asking Lovie for $10,000. Regardless to what and how they want to say it, Buddha told us about Larry's financials. But because of who it was that said it, folks don't want to believe it. But then you have to be smart and say, if this was the person that was with him every day, this is the person who was doing his business, this is the person that should know, why would he not then know? If you can come, Larry, yourself and say that Buddha knew everything, but then when Buddha turns around and says it, now Buddha is a liar. Now, like, y'all, it's funny to me how the Larry writers can dog Vincent for receiving the pink oil moisturizer, but nobody can give it to Larry for giving the pink oil moisturizer. They both were using the pink oil moisturizer. So how is it that Buddha is more dirty than Larry is, when Buddha also said that it was Larry's idea to use the pink oil moisturizer? But we crazy. But we're the crazy ones. He's hilarious. He's hilarious. It's like you have to be. Do you? Everybody ain't dumb. Like most people have free thinking. You always talk about free thinkers, free thinkers, free thinkers, free thinkers. But then when you become a free thinker and not following what you say, then it's something wrong with us. So we're supposed to sow into you now, because I don't know if people caught it, but he said that he is now a master prophet. So instead of us sowing into Bishop Jordan now, we should be sowing into him in the way that was sown into Bishop Jordan, because he is now a master prophet. Ciao. And then when people say stuff like, well, William is crazy for even talking to him and Thais because they're doing nothing but using him, and then we're mad. But we can see what it y'all both got on social media, on that platform, and pretty much dogged William. And William told y'all that. And he stopped talking to y'all. And now He's talking to y'all again, which is crazy, but it's the numbers. William sees that his numbers does certain things when Thais is on. He sees that he gets certain cash apps when they are on or when he's on with them. So who's crazy? Are we crazy for saying that it's a weird relationship when Larry took everything from William? Everything from William. William had to start from scratch. He has not given it back to you, pretty much made up that he doesn't know where it is. And then you're friends with him. And as Larry said, well, Larry told me how to. Come on now. So here's the thing, and I'm about to get off here. Larry, the only reason people are talking about it is because you talked about it. You said. And what you said then and what you are saying now does not go together. They don't line up. They're complete opposite. And people are calling it out and people are tired of it. Now, if all of this had not happened, had William not came out and said that this was already a thing and this TD Jakes thing that he didn't flip-flopped on. First he hated Jakes and he this. Now he loved Jake and want the best for him and all of this stuff. You done had this man come on and publicly humiliate or try to humiliate with this lie that he told. Now the lawsuit and all. Like, all of these things came from Larry Reed. So now that you are retracting and flopping and people are talking about it, now the people are disgruntled. Nobody's disgruntled. It's being talked about because there's contradictories in there that people are seeing, and it is a topic. So are we wrong for doing what it is that he does to other people and dissecting and like, are we wrong for thinking and calling things out? We're wrong. You've lied to us. You've lied to the people. You lied about the BET thing when folks that work at BET said something different. But you'll always say, if it don't come out of my mouth, it's not the truth. But when the things that come out of your mouth are not the truth anyway, what are the people to think? That's my time. I've been on here um, almost an hour. I don't want to hold you all. Thank you guys for coming in and chatting with me. Thank you all that are going to watch the replay. Thank you for hitting the like button. And again, thank you for hitting that Cash App. This Shine Talks, and I'm out.